So the repairs in the building are going quite well. We've opened up the old skylight. And, you know, I've been thinking about doing a video about, well, I've already done some of the video about this Oupes Mega 1. And I like to call it the Oupes Mega 1. But, you know, I was pretty negative about it previously with how much power it consumes at idle. You wouldn't want to run your home off of it or really have like an off-grid home with it. But this thing actually can run my table saw and everything, so much so that it's started to be my grid power. Oh shoot, I took it down to 4%. Okay. And I filmed some video clips because it started using a extension cord. I've been using this. And so I started filming some video clips here and there of various uses. It's actually been really useful. So much so that I do think that even though I wouldn't have this to, say, run like alarm clocks and stuff like that if you were living in a van, because this would, just on its own idle power, it would consume its power in 8 hours. But for shop application, for construction on the job, this thing can weld, it can run everything I can put at it except for a big air compressor. That's pretty good. So we're going to turn this on, wait for the relay to click, and then, okay, it did not like that. And I think, since I don't really use air compressors, but I use a table saw, drill press, welder, all sorts of stuff, and this runs it fine. Some of the bigger motors, it even slowly starts it up so it doesn't like crumple underneath it. Well, in this building, I think I'm actually going to cancel the connection fee for electric and go with this. Oupes, well, I also kind of started filming this video because I was like, ooh, I kind of like this thing. Can I get another one? And they offered me an expansion battery for it, but I told them I'd much rather have a second one because I'm going to start selling them or giving them away or whatever to my friends in the area that do construction. They're going to love these things. So they sent me another one. Now, unfortunately, my neighbor across the street that one is destined for, well, he hasn't been around. He's been busy doing HVAC stuff and refilling refrigerants and stuff like that. So I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Well, how about I show the video clips of all the uses I've gotten out of it. If you want to know the teardown and stuff like that, you can watch my original video from last year. But this thing's actually done really well. So I'm probably going to have it dedicated with 1 or 2 panels just running into it with the MPPT charge controller. And then I'll have my own extension cord always plugged into it for my shop equipment in the back of the workshop. Then I'll probably use my pure sine wave inverter, my old one, for the computers and things like that, because that one has a really pure wave. But this one is great for running big motors. Well, here's a random video clips that I've filmed of using this thing. Oh, before I forget, I think they said that they're doing an Easter sale. So apparently there's going to be some good discounts and stuff like that on the Oupes Mega 1. I'm trying to be nice and saying it the right way, but I like calling it the Oupes. So yeah, they wanted me to mention that, and it's a pretty nice thing. I'm gonna be able to sell it to my neighbor pretty well. They're gonna be impressed by this thing. For the time being, though, they can just borrow it indefinitely until they get a big construction job, and then like, here you go, here's a couple $100. It's actually replaced my extension cord. I've been using my table saw on it. I've been using the planer. A lot of my earlier concerns about it, such as it not lasting very long on the battery. You know, if you have the inverter on, you only get about maybe 5 or 6 hours of power. Well, that just means that it's more geared towards doing tools. It's more geared towards one shift of work, which when you're doing this kind of stuff, you shouldn't work more than 6 hours. After 6 hours, you're just tearing yourself up. And so that probably works out pretty well. It's not great for if you wanted to run your laptop off of the AC side for 3 days, although you could use the USB pretty easily. If you if you have the AC inverter off and you have the USB on, well, that's an entirely different story. It's no longer using so much power. Because that inverter is so capable, it always uses like 60 watts of power when it's running, just to have that much power available, because I don't think that has huge capacitors in it. And it starts up motors pretty well. Like with a table saw, you can kind of tell it's a little bit different, but it's not really that different. Like like with that, that's at the same speed as it turns on. My big table saw, I think the big table saw, it can start up more aggressively if you have it connected to the mains. There's really no reason to, because it's not really too noticeable. It's maybe like 90% as fast on the startup. And I found that when using for a planer, I've been able to get maybe like an hour of use out of it. It does kind of discharge it kind of fast, but at table sawing, usually I can get through about 2 projects, because with my work, I'm doing like multiple projects, and I just kind of, it's like with my YouTube videos, no script, no time for any of that. Bash it out as fast as you can. Do the simplest editing, do the simplest varnishing on any project. Just get it done cheap, get it done fast, and then move on to the next thing. And well, with this, I can usually do about 2 projects, and on the table saw. The table saw takes a lot of power, especially because I'm usually cutting pretty thick wood. And for one, when I was constantly cutting, I think I maybe get like an hour, maybe 45 minutes of constant cutting. The problem is though, like I'm just killing myself doing that though, because it's just, you're cutting a lot of wood. Like last week, me and Thais were building this thing, and I just constantly cutting and ripping a bunch of wood, and that would be about half of a battery, but that's about 2 hours of on off. So I'm kind of counting like the on off time. Okie dokie, let's check from that. We're down to 64%. I'm going to turn off the AC. Okay. And now this, I learned that it turns out this will turn off automatically if none of the modules are turned on. I do like this stuff. Yeah, that smells pretty good. So last night was quite a bit of work for this. And then later on, I actually took this out and used a Sawzall powered from this to cut up a couch. So yeah. When I get moved into the new building, which already has my solar panels on it, I should be able to connect this up to them at 48 volts. For the time being, I'm just charging it off of wall power though, which I feel a little bit bad about. Let's check on it. Oh, very nice. I believe it's done. Yep, very nice. Ah, well, whatever. Ready?
Yeah.
So we've used a little Harbor Freight welder and the Oupes battery to weld up this and to grind the paint off. Welded here, welded all around there, welded here. Put this tube in, and we're only down to 78% power. You probably won't be able to see it with the
Not at all.
Nah, it's kind of
It's really
a little
bright.
bit better in the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we did a second handrail because the neighbor wanted it done too. And I was like, you know what? Let's do that real quick. And where are we at with it? 64%. That is really well with all that grinding and cutting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm all busy moving everything into the other building now that it's restored. And the Oupes Mega 1, it's going to run my shop. It runs my drill press fine, runs the table saw. I almost couldn't remember what it was called. And here it is, the new one. I wanted to do an unboxing video with my friends because, you know, the neighbors across the street, they are just such characters that, yeah, we gotta wait for them. They're all busy with their construction job at the moment, so that can wait for a future video. Well, thank you very much, Oupes, for sending me the Mega 1, and it's gonna be, I'll go more in depth in a Solar Sunday video, but it's gonna be the heart of my my new solar panel setup in my repair shop. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.